Hello everyone, today we are going to do static electricity. Let's start. Before going into the topic, let's start with some activities. So you must have noticed after running a plastic comb through your hair, the comb attract the pieces of paper. So to understand what is this attraction, we need to learn static electricity. Let's see some more similar activities. Maybe you may have tried this after rubbing an inflated balloon back and forth across the hair. You will observe the balloon attracts the strand of the hair. Again, there is attraction between the balloon and the strands of hair. Also, if you rub a balloon on a woolen cloth and then place it near a wall, the rubber balloon will stick to the wall of the room for hours. So again, there is attraction between the balloon and the wall of the room. uh, Again, there is a similar kind of activity. If you rub two inflated balloon on a woolen cloth and then you bring them close, you will notice that they repel each other. So why is a balloon attracted to the wall but repelled by another balloon? To answer these questions, we will be going through these slides, and at the end of this session you will be able to answer yourself why this is happening. So, what is the reason behind this attractive and this repulsive property? Maybe because if you must have heard about gravitational force, which is a force of attraction between two masses, right? But if this is a gravitational force, first of all, that is an attractive force, force of attraction. Also, in all of these things, if you notice, one thing is common in these activities, that you are rubbing. Like here you are rubbing an inflated balloon back and forth across the hair. Here we are rubbing the plastic comb, and here we are rubbing the woolen it on a woolen cloth. So all of these require rubbing. A comb only attract the pieces of paper only after the comb has been rubbed. Balloon is attracted to wall only after rubbing. So, and if you wait for a while, this attractive property of the comb, this will disappear. So if it is a gravitational force, it should not disappear because gravitational force is always there, right? Also, gravitational force does not require any rubbing and it does not appear. So that's why it is not gravitational force. If you are guessing it is gravitational, then what it is, right? We need to understand. So basically, the attractive or repulsive property acquired on rubbing is called static electricity. And whenever an object is rubbed over something, it exhibits electric interaction and it is said to be charged. Okay. So when we rub a balloon on a woolen cloth and a comb across our hair, balloon and comb, they become electrically charged. Now the question is, from where this charge coming, right? So to answer this, we need to study the structure of atom that make up the whole universe around us. Like whatever you see around you, the chair, your laptop, your pillow, your bed, everything is matter. Matter is anything which is made up of which has some mass and which take up space or which has volume. So what matter is made up of? They are made up of tiny atoms, and they atoms are made up of these particles, subatomic particles, which is proton, neutron and electron. This is the structure of an atom. At the center we have nucleus. Nucleus contain proton, which are positively charged particles, and neutron, which does not have any charge, and electrons revolve around this nucleus, and electrons are negatively charged particles. So nucleus, basically, inside nucleus these two particles are which are fixed there, and electrons are moving. In higher grades you will learn how proton and they spin, but for now you need to understand electrons are the one which are moving. So basically electrons are the ones which can transfer from one atom to another, and protons and neutrons are fixed inside the nucleus. So electrons are mobile, they can transfer. Okay. And these paths, these lines are called orbits in which electron move. Basically this is the path which they are taking to move around the nucleus. Now this is an atom. You can see these are protons. So there are two protons. Protons are positively charged. That means we have two positive charge here. Neutrons does not have any charge. but there are two neutrons, and these are electrons which are revolving in their orbit. There are two electrons. So in an atom, number of protons are always equal to number of electrons. And so basically proton and electron, you can see both of them are equal. So overall charge, which is called net charge, is 0 because 2, positive 2 and negative 2, they will cancel out and we get the net charge of 0. So this is called neutral atom because overall charge is 0. There is some positive and negative charge, but it is cancelling out each other and the total charge is like 0. So it is called a neutral atom where number of protons and electrons are equal. But as I said, these electrons are the only one which are moving and they are fixed here, protons and neutrons. So electrons can be transferred from one atom to another. Now what if one electron transfer from this to some other? There would be less electrons and more proton, and the overall charge is not going to be 0 in that case. Let's see. So sometimes to become stable, el electron can transfer from one atom to another. What if one, like here you can see, there are 4 protons and 3 electrons, right? So number of protons are more than electrons. So 4 protons means positive charge, protons carry positive charge. There are 4 like positive sign, and negative sign is 3 because electron carry negative charges. Now if you see the overall, this is plus 4 minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is how much? Plus 1 because more positive charge, right? So net charge is plus 1. So this is positive. Net charge is positive. That's why it is called positive ion. Okay. So positive ion is, this is a case when electron is transferred. So when an atom gain or lose an electron, it become ion from atom. So this is a positive ion because it has lost one electron. Usually number of protons and electrons are equal. Like if there are 4 protons, there should be 4 electron for an atom. But it lost its one electron and it transferred it to another atom. So basically here protons are still 4 but electrons are 3, and that's why it has more positive charge because it has more proton which carry positive charge. So as soon as an atom like releases or gain one electron or more electron, it become ion. So when an atom lose or gain electron, it will become ion from a neutral atom. So neutral atom is when proton and electrons are equal. Positive means when positive charge is more, and which is proton. Here you can see this is an in this picture there are 3 protons but 4 electrons. Usually, as I said, protons and electrons are equal, but to become stable according to their energy and all, the electron, because they are mobile, they can transfer from one to another atom. Here you can see this atom has gained one extra electron because protons are 3, so electron should be 3, but there are 4 electrons. That means this atom has gained one from some other atom. So basically it has 4 negative charge and 3 positive charge. So net charge is going to be negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1, right? So negative 1, that means this is negative ion because it has more negative charge, which is more electrons than protons. Okay. So when an atom gain an extra electron or more than one extra electron, it become negative ion because electron is negatively charged and gaining electron means gaining more negative charge. Okay. So now you may be having a bit idea from where these charges are coming. As I said here, when we rub something like balloon or comb, they become electrically charged. Where this charge is coming from? Because everything is made up of atom, and these atoms carry these charges, positive and negative charge. Now these charges electron can transfer from one to another. So you can see positive ion and negative ion, and this is how things become charged. Now, why on rubbing? We will be understanding. This is just starting. Now let's understand charging on rubbing. So when two materials, when they touch one another, electrons can move from one material to other. Like I said, here electrons are mobile, they can transfer from one atom to another. So when they touch each other, electron can move from one material to another. And this cause one material to become more negative than other. Like in this activity, when we rub a woolen cloth with a balloon, the woolen cloth tends to lose electron more easily because it depends on material to material. Some material they can lose electron easily than others. So basically here what is happening, this woolen cloth will lose electron more easily. I'll be talking about this, why some material lose electrons easily than other. So, so when we rub them, the balloon gains negative charge and the woolen cloth will have a net positive charges. Like here you can see the balloon is gaining more electron, so it will become negative charged. Why? Because electrons are negative and the woolen cloth is losing electrons. So if it is losing negative charge, it will become positively charged. Now there is an imbalance of charges. One is positive, other is negative, right? So the transfer of electron from one place to another, it will cause an imbalance of positive and negative charge, and this result in static electricity. This cause static electricity. So basically, static electricity is the build up of positive and negative electric charges on a material surface. So we can charge objects by rubbing, but how could we know which two combination of object will work out for charging by rubbing? Because like all, it's not like all the combination is going to be working. So basically we arrange materials in chart which is called electrostatic series. The material which is closer to the top, they have tendency to lose electron easily. These ones through lose electron easily on rubbing. So they will be having positive charge, because if it is losing electron means losing negative. And if it is losing negative charge, it has positive, right? Here the ones which are at the bottom, they hold electron very tightly and they gain electron more and more. If they are gaining electron means gaining negative particle, and that's why they have negative charge. In the middle, these these neither loses nor gains electrons, so it will have neutral, no charge on rubbing. Okay. For example, if you are combing here with a plastic comb, so here is here at the higher on the series, therefore it will give up some of its electron to the comb and it will become positively charged, and the comb is here, you can see at the bottom. So because it is gaining electron from the here, it will become negatively charged and there is a attraction. Like that's how the substance become electrically charged. Okay. Now why, okay, we got what from where this charge is coming, but from where that attraction or repulsion is coming. To understand, we need to understand this concept that same charges ripple each other. Like if two balloons, they both are negatively charged, so they both are having same charges, so they will ripple each other. If two balloons or two substance, like here strands of here and the balloon, if one is positive, other is negative, they will attract each other. So just remember, opposite charges attract each other and same electric charge repel each other. That's why there is attraction and repulsion. Okay. Also, like I said here, some objects they lose electron easily. How? Because when you see the structure of atom, like this electron, because proton is having positive charge, right? Electron is negatively charged. As I said, opposite charges attract, so there is attraction between this and this. Now this attraction um, is more between this first orbit electron and this proton, but if you see, this attraction is less, so this electron can lose easily okay, and it can, move to other atom or another atom easily than this. Okay, now yeah, so we have talked about the charges and how opposite charges attract and all. Now objects get charged on rubbing, and when they are brought closer to each other, they attract or repel. But all these experiments, they will work best on a dry day, because a moisture, can provide a pathway for charge to leak off from a charged object. Now you can just try these questions. So you can pause the video and try these questions, and now I will be showing you the answers. You can check if you got it correct. Here are the answers. Okay, let's quickly summarize. If you have any doubt, you can just write that in comment. I will be answering that for sure. So basically, first we talked about static electricity, which is the attractive and repulsive property which we acquire on rubbing, and objects get charged on rubbing. Then we talked about structure of atom, which has three particles: proton, which are positively charged; neutrons are uncharged; negatively charged particle are electrons, which move around the nucleus. Right, proton and neutrons, they exist inside the nucleus, and electrons, they are outside nucleus, they move around nucleus in its orbits, right? So proton and neutron, they are fixed, right, in the nucleus, but electrons are mobile, they can transfer from one atom to another. And everything which we are learned, they were basically mainly about electron, how it is transferring and making positive and negative ion, right? Then we learned about electrostatic series, which arrange the material based on the charges, and which were on the top, they lose electron easily. The ones which were at the bottom, they gain positive, gain electron easily. Then we have learned about that opposite charges attract each other and same charges repel each other, right? And this is what we have done, right? If you have